Hey, hi everyone, welcome to the course Become a Business Analyst, your path to success. As discussed earlier, this course is structured around the BABOK guide and for simplicity is divided into 9 comprehensive modules. We have already completed modules 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Module 1 provides an introduction to business analysis perfect for those new to the field and from non-IT backgrounds. Module 2 focuses on the BABOK knowledge area strategy analysis where we learn how to define business needs, access organizational capabilities and recommend effective solutions. Whereas in module 3 we dive into business analysis planning and monitoring, which is another BABOK guide area where we explore how to plan BA work, identify stakeholders, choose the right elicitation techniques and monitor the performance of BA activities. In Module 4, we explored the requirement lifecycle management where we covered all 5 key steps in detail and saw how each step helps keep requirements organized and under control throughout the project. In Module 5, Requirement Analysis and Design Definition, we covered defining and validating requirements, avoiding scope creep, designing effective solutions, then use of process modeling to improve workflows and accessing project feasibility through cost benefit and ROI analysis. To make it easier to follow along, each tutorial video is numbered sequentially. If you ever need a quick refresher or clarification, you can easily revisit any previous tutorial at your convenience. All supporting documents and useful links are readily available in the video description for quick and easy access. Now, welcome to tutorial 18 Business Analysis Information Management, that is BAIM. In this session, we will learn how to organize, store and manage business analysis information effectively. We will also cover traceability, accessibility and reuse to support better collaboration and decision making. So without further delay, let's get started with tutorial 18. Business Analysis Information Management, that is BAIM, is the structured approach of managing all business analysis related information throughout a project lifecycle. So basically, BAIM is just a smart organized way of handling all the information we gather and use in business analysis right from the start of the project to the very end. It helps us to keep everything in order so we are not lost in the chaos. This includes gathering, organizing, storing, sharing and maintaining business analysis artifacts such as requirements, process flow, user stories and stakeholder communications. In simple terms, we are talking about collecting and managing stuff like requirements, process maps, user stories and notes from the meeting. We don't just dump this thing or this information somewhere, and what we do actually, we arrange it properly, keep it updated and make sure it's easy to find and share whenever it is needed. Effective BAIM ensures that all stakeholders have timely, accurate and accessible information, enabling better decision making and reducing project risk. Well, when we manage information well, everyone from the business users to developers has the right info at the right time. That means fewer mistakes, smoother communication and less risk of things going off track. So making it track, making it trace, there are 6 key components in the BAM on which we will work, like information collection, then information organization and structuring, information storage and accessibility, then communication and collaboration, then change and version control and written compliance. So we will see each component one by one. So very first is information collection. Here it is the first step of BAM. Here we gather relevant business analysis information from various sources. Well, it includes business needs and objectives. Well, what we are doing, understanding the organization goals and challenges. In short, this is where we try to figure out why the project even exists, what's the company trying to achieve, are they solving a problem, or they are just chasing an opportunity or just trying to do things better. So we try to understand all these things because knowing this gives our analysis a clear direction. Then stakeholder inputs. It is nothing but gathering requirements, expectation, and constraints from the key stakeholders. What we are doing here we talk to the people who matters, like managers, end users, or clients, and understand what they want, what they expect, and even what limitations we need to work within. It's all about listening and asking the right question. Then next is existing documentation. Here we analyze business process, documentation, system, specification, policies, etc. So instead of starting from scratch, we look at what already there, like existing process, flows, system design, or company policies. Then what exactly it saves time and helps us avoid renovating the each and everything again and again. Then market and industry research. Then it is nothing but benchmarking against competitor or regulatory guidelines. So we also check, means in this particular stuff what we are doing, we also check out what's happening in the industry. That is very important. What's competitors are doing, or what regulations we need to follow. It helps us to stay relevant and ensures our solution is practical and complete. So if you following me right from the beginning, all these techniques and each and everything we have already covered in the previous module. Here we just try to gather each and everything and try to put you in a proper way, so that you will get better understanding why we follow each module, or why we need to follow the process during the business analysis. So you can visit any previous tutorial, you will find we have already performed all these things in the past. So example, as usual, here for loan management system is provided for this particular information collection. A BA working on loan management system will collect information from stakeholder like loan officers, very good, customers, compliance teams. Yes, we have already seen this in the past, and IT specialists to understand the requirement and regulatory constraint. So this is very first step of BAIM, and we actually follow this in our business analysis course right from the beginning. Then next is information organization and structuring. Well, once collected, the information needs to be structured logically so that it's clear, accessible, and traceable. It is very well said. After we gather all the information, we can't just leave it in the random notes or scattered files. We need to organize it in a way that makes sense, so anyone can find what they need, understand it easily, and trace where it came from. Now let us see common approaches for information organization and structuring. Very first is categorization requirement into functional, non-functional, and business stakeholder needs. Well, here this is just means sorting the requirements into different buckets like functional, non-functional, stakeholder needs. Let's take an example. Here in the functional category, we can say that what the system should do, this is functional requirement. How the system should perform, this is non-functional requirement. Then what the business or stakeholder wants, so this is stakeholder, we can consider it as a stakeholder needs. So it makes everything clearer and easier to manage. And then next is using frameworks like requirement traceability metrics to track dependency. Well, I before I explain this thing, we have already covered what is RTM in the previous tutorial. You will find the links in the description as well. So what is a requirement traceability matrix? It is like a smart tracker. Okay, it helps us connect the dots between requirement, design, development, and testing teams. If something changes, we can quickly see what else might be affected. So RTM is super helpful for managing complexity, and please revisit the requirement traceability matrix tutorial. You will definitely gain a better knowledge on RTM. And very last is structuring documents in a way that is easy to understand. That is business requirement document, functional requirement document, and user story. Well, this part is yet to covered. We will cover it in the module 9. So here what exactly here they are trying to tell, we also make sure our documents are clean and user friendly, whether it is BRD, FRD or user story. It should be simple for anyone, take or non-take, to follow and get what's going. So in this way, we organized and structured our information so it is clear, accessible and traceable. Then the next key step is information storage and accessibility. Well, after structuring the BA artifacts, it must be stored in a secure and accessible manner for easy retrieval and updates. Well, it is very much important to store it in secure and accessible manner. Once we have organized all the information properly, the next step should be to save somewhere safe, but also it must be easy to find as well. So think of it's like keeping your files in a digital locker that's both secure and neatly labeled as well. So this is something, this in this key step we will cover of BAIM. So what we need to do, the very first is version control. It is for keeping track of document changes. Well, this is all about knowing who changes what and when. This is nothing but version control. Version controls helps us avoid confusion, especially when multiple people are working on the same document. It's like having timeline of edits. So this is very simple to understand. Then access control, here defining who can view, edit and approve the document. Well, this is again very important because not everyone needs to full access of every document. Access control helps us to decide who can only view, who can make changes and who gets approved the final version. It's keeping things in check and prevents unwanted edits. We will cover access control in detail. Then the last is tool selection using platforms for document management. So tools like SharePoint, Confluence or Google Drive helps us to manage all the document in one place. Choosing the right tool makes collaboration easier and ensure everyone working for the latest version. Well, there are common tools for BA, storage and accessibility, which are generally used in the industry like Confluence, SharePoint, Jira, then Google Drive, OneDrive. So these are all are commonly used or commonly in practice in the industry. So you will definitely learn how to use this once you entered into the industry. Then the next is communication and collaboration. Well, managing business analysis information is not just about documentation but also about effective communication with the stakeholders. Well, this is very interesting and important as well. Well, what exactly this means that it's not just about writing things down. We also need to make sure the right people understand what's going on. Good communication keeps everyone aligned and avoid surprise later. First is regular requirement reviews and approval. This means checking in the stakeholders often, getting their feedback, making sure they are on the board and locking in approval. Well, this helps catch issues early and avoid rework. Then presenting finding in workshops and meeting and reports. Whether it's casual meeting or formal presentation, we need to explain our finding clearly. These sessions helps everyone stay informed and give chance to ask questions or suggest changes. And the last is creating interactive dashboard to display requirement status. Well, dashboards are a great way to show real time updates like what's approval, what pending and what is in the progress. So they make it easy for stakeholder to get quick overview with digging through the documents. So common communication tools here, generally we use MS Teams, Slack is there. Then for dashboard visualization, Power BI, Tableau is there. A few use Excel here as well. Then emails, newsletter for project update to stakeholders, something like that. All we just need to use all this tool, and we need to learn how to use this tool as well. So the example here for loan management system, the BA sends weekly report via email to stakeholder highlighting requirement status, risk and next steps. So here what BA is doing, he might be using the Power BI or Tableau dashboard, means dashboard making tool, visualization tool to create some report kind of thing, and he is updating to the client, customer, stakeholder every weekly so that they get a status on risk and next steps. So this is all about communication and collaboration. And the next is change and version control. Well, requirements evolve over time and changes need to be managed carefully to prevent confusion. As projects move forward, it's natural for some requirements to be changed, but if we don't handle those change properly, things can get messy really fast, leading to misunderstanding and missed work. So to overcome this, there are few key consideration. Very first is change request management. Here is documenting, reviewing and approving requirement changes. What does it mean? Whenever someone wants to change a requirement, we don't just go ahead and do it. We log it properly, discuss it with the right people and get formal approval before making any updates. Well, again, I am repeating, we have already seen change request management in detail. You will find links in the description. Then next is impact analysis. Well, here accessing how changes affect scope, budget and timelines. Before accepting any changes, we need to think what will this impact? Will it delay the project, add extra cost, affect other features? Well, what exactly it helps us? Because it helps us to make smart and informed decisions. So we need to do impact analysis as well. And the next is version control. It is like keeping track of document updates and historical version of documents. We have already seen what is meant by version control. So common tools here are Jira change request, then requirement traceability matrix updates are also good. Then baseline document means keeping on original version of approved requirement. So all these common methodologies by which we can change and version control as well. So the example we can consider here is that a regulation changes the loan approval process. So what BA do? The BA logs a change request, document the impact on system requirements and update the business requirement document and RTM, that is requirement traceability matrix, as per it needed. So this is the work of BA. Means any regulation changes comes, which means that there might be a changes in the flow, there might be the changes in the development. So as a BA, there might means basically it is a change in the requirement or need of the customer. So it's BA's duty to note it down it somewhere properly. So in the future it will not create any kind of chaos. So finally, now we are at a final key task of BAIM, that is retention and compliance. Well, some business analysis information needs to be archived for future reference, audits or regulatory purpose. Means sometimes we need to keep certain documents long after the project ends, whether for audits, legal reasons or just to look back on the later if it is needed. So key aspects, what are key aspects here? The data retention policy. So defining how long documents should be stored in the system. Means this is like setting rules for how long we keep different documents. Documents means some things we keep for years, others only for a short time. What it does, it helps us to stay organized and avoid keeping unnecessary files. The next is regulatory compliance. Here, ensuring documents meet legal and industry standards. Well, we have to means here we have to make sure that our document follow all the laws and industry rules. Means in this way, if someone checks, we have already and everything is above board. Means we are following the industry rule, we are following the industry laws. That's why this such document should be stored. Then historical reference. Well, keeping a track of past decision for future enhancement. This is again very important. It's help means what why we do this, because it is helpful to save old records. So when we improve or update the system later, we know what to decision were made before and why. It means what this historical reference does, it makes future work easier and faster. Now let us check information of BAIM. Well, very first is ensures information is organized and accessible. Then it supports better decision making. Then BAIM maintains traceability and transparency. Then it improves collaboration. Then it reduces rework and project risk. Then it supports compliance and audits, and finally enables reuse and future reference. So in this way, we can say that this is all about BAIM. So here we are wrapping up. Having a structured and approach to managing business analysis information ensures consistency, improves efficiency by reducing duplicate efforts, and enhance collaboration through clear, accessible documentation. It also helps reduce risk by avoiding miscommunication and missed requirements while supporting compliance with audit ready records. So, I hope you now have a solid understanding of how to organize, store, and manage business analysis information. So, with this, we have wrapped up Module 6 where we explored business analysis information management. In the next tutorial, we will start Module 7, and in Tutorial 19, Risk and Dependency, we will learn how to identify, monitor, and reduce risk and dependencies using techniques such as Gantt chart, 5 whys analysis, then risk register, SWOT analysis, root cause analysis, and fishbone diagram. So it will be one of the most important tutorial of this series. So, before we wrap up, just one last thought to leave you with. Thanks immensely for sticking around. If this video helped you even a little, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and drop any questions in the comments. I love hearing from you. And most importantly, smash the subscribe button so we can keep exploring the awesome world of business analysis together. Catch you in the next one. Thank you very much.